What's up, y'all? Jason's Journal coming at you from my happy place, Spirit of the Suwannee Music Park in Live Oak, Florida. I've been coming to this beautiful park since 2011, and last night was one of the most joyous nights I've had here. If you're new to the Marinade, maybe you went to or are currently attending Suwannee Spring Reunion, this came across your social media feed, and you wanted to relive the weekend, welcome. I'll give you a little context for the show. The Marinade is a free-flowing conversation about the creative process with creative people. Each episode, we welcome musicians, actors, comedians, authors, visual artists, filmmakers, anyone who creates art to talk about how and why we make stuff. The bulk of our work looks like me, Jason Earle, sitting down with an artist and talking about process. But we're also fortunate to cover live events like this one. I often post photos over on marinadepodcast.com and on our social media. We also do these bite-sized reflections that I really enjoy. And basically, I'm just going to give you my thoughts on last night. And we'll do one of these each day of the festival. I didn't get to make it here for Thursday, which I'll explain in a second, but I got here for Friday night, and my goal is to bring you along for the ride. So without further delay, Friday night at Suwannee Spring Reunion 2025. We got to start at Thursday. I have been on this road trip to Nashville. Wonderful experience. Solo road trip. The goal was twofold. One, to kind of process some personal growth that I'm going through. Two, to see the mighty Jason Isbell solo acoustic. Spiritual experience, y'all. Unbelievable. That deserves its own separate podcast. Maybe I'll do that later. I got up Friday morning pretty early, hit the road. I had what I thought was an 8-hour drive ahead of me. Nah. 11 hours. Atlanta traffic, Chattanooga traffic. Thankfully, my GPS rerouted me through kind of Chattanooga itself, some of the sort of the little neighborhoods, so I didn't have to sit there and on the interstate. Instead, I'm going 20 miles an hour through these little neighborhoods, and it was kind of cool to see Chattanooga in that way, but it took forever. And so I hit the road finally by about 9 o'clock. My goal was 8, but I was staying with my friend, and we ended up having coffee and talking about life, and next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock, and I'm just not hitting the road. But no regrets. I finally got to Suwannee at about 8 p.m. So bummer because I missed a lot of great music, but also I just love this place. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm not worried, but I don't have FOMO. I'm not worried about what I missed because there's something about passing through that gate here at Suwannee. The tension melts away. The beauty of life takes the forefront, and by the time I had camp set up, I was like, okay, I forgot about all the road rage I was feeling for those 11 hours. I forgot about the stresses of life, and I just walked into this paradise. And the whole trip has really been good medicine, but there's something about this place. My first order of business was getting some food, and then I met up with my dear friend Stacy Barno, who I've known for 30 years. We've known each other since high school. So she has been, and this is Suwannee, but it's also just us. She has been such a support and a loving influence in my life for a long time, but especially in the last year and a half or so as I really went through some difficult times. And to be able to share this festival experience with someone that means so much to you is incredibly beautiful. But also what transpired was we got to see a band called Scythian, who I had never heard of, but Stacy was crazy about. And they haven't been here in 10 years. Ukrainian brothers playing Ukrainian, Bulgarian, and Irish folk music. So cool. It was one of the most joyous sets I've ever seen, and Stacy was having so much fun. And when you're at a performance with a friend, and the friend's really into it, and you may not know the music at all, but it doesn't matter because you're feeding off of their energy. That's what I was able to do in that moment. I mean, 11 hours on the road. It's like getting close to my bedtime, right? It's like 10 o'clock at this point, and almost 10 o'clock, and yet I'm like starting to gain energy. I'm starting to feel it, right? And getting in the moment, because I'm feeding off of her. She was having so much fun. The whole crowd was completely consumed in the moment. I had those Suwannee experiences, this music festival experiences in general, I guess, but it seems to happen more at Suwannee than any other place I've been, where I ran into friends. There's Patrick Hagerman. There's Hannah Harbor Wynn, these wonderful, wildly talented musicians and sweethearts. And it's just that vibe already. It's just, I've been here like 30 minutes, and here we are. There's my friends. Here's this incredible, wild-ass band playing Ukrainian and Bulgarian. They're singing in Ukrainian. They ended the set with a sing-along that went from like European disco all the way to Biz Markie driven along by an accordion. So much fun, y'all. Just a very Suwannee experience. I was pretty tired by the time that set ended, and Stacy went ahead and did retire for the night. But I was like, I just got here. I got to go see some things, see if I'm running into anybody else, and maybe have one more beer. So I kind of walked around, got the lay of the land. I like to do that when I first get to the festival. And then John Stickley Trio was playing in the same tent that Scythian had played. Well, John's been a guest on the Marinade. This place, Suwannee in general, has been so good to the Marinade. If you're new here and you're here because you're recapping Suwannee, or you're connected to Suwannee in some way, we've had John Stickley on here. We recorded with him here. We've had Melody Walker. We've had Oliver Wood from the Wood Brothers. Seth Walker. Recorded with Verlin Thompson twice now. This place has just been so good to us and inspiring and encouraging. So if you're new to the podcast, there's a whole lot of stuff that I promise you'll like. Go back and dig in. We all had a whole Suwannee series there for a while where we were recording pretty much every festival, and no exception today we're going to do the same. John's set last night, John Stickley Trio's set last night, was absolutely outstanding. I wish I could have stayed the whole time. I was just out of gas. Just had finally hit the wall. So I made my way back to camp. The air's cold but not unbearable, and I knew that we had the promise of a beautiful day tomorrow, and that's where we are at this moment, and I cannot wait, y'all. There's so much great stuff. Jim Lauderdale and Verlin Thompson are going to be playing at 11:30. This is one of those scheduling things that's so difficult, right? A nice problem to have. Nikki Talley is going to be playing at the same time. Get to see Larry Keel. Get to see Steve Poltz, who I'm going to record with, and I'm so excited. If you don't know Steve's music, go check it out. Look into his biography. He co-wrote mega hits with Jewel, and has just like this wild life. Just an incredible dude. I cannot wait to talk with him. Peter Rowan is playing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, y'all. I mean, a national treasure. He's playing at 3 o'clock and again at 7 o'clock with a project called Walls of Time with Don Grant Reggae Billy. Just this festival is so special. Dawn of the Buffalo, early evening set. I'm excited to see Paul McDonald today. I'm excited to see Blair Crimmins and the Hookers. I missed them yesterday, so I get to see them today. Fireside Collective. Sam Bush is playing. Just an incredible day of music, and I'm so excited for it. Y'all follow the Marinade on all the socials so you don't miss more coverage. I'm going to do one of these tomorrow as well. Make sure you just subscribe on your podcast app. Tell a friend about the show. We have conversations with BJ Barham of American Aquarium, Casey Anderson, Amethyst Kia, all kinds of wonderful folks. Oliver Wood I mentioned before, James McMurtry, on and on and on and on and on. On the way, we've got, oh goodness, Gray Delisle, who is an absolute delight. We also have a conversation with Pearl Wojcinski, who's such a sweetheart, such a thoughtful person, an incredibly talented artist. And like I said, we've got Steve on the way and lots more on the way. Also, I have another show called Life's Greatest Hits with my dear friend Jordan Foley, where we talk about records. We do a vinyl swap sometimes. We're kind of shifting the format right now so that we can do just talk about records that mean a lot to us. We did a kind of impromptu discussion about Jason Isbell's Foxes in the Snow the day that it dropped, which was a blast, and we're getting a lot of good feedback on that. So check out Life's Greatest Hits, follow that on Instagram, and then subscribe on your podcast app. If you really like what we're doing, consider joining our Patreon community. For just $2 a month, you can gain access to Patreon exclusive content like our show, What We're Getting Down On, where we talk about the art that has us fired up at the moment. My show, Jason's Journey, where I talk about the experiences making the Marinade and my creative life. Just a lot of cool stuff over there, and it's a little community that we have. We've all kind of gotten to know each other. We have in the past, I was just thinking about this, we've in the past had Patreon happy hours where we all hop on Zoom and everybody brings the beverage of their choice and we just kind of talk about life, which is a lot of fun. So if you can swing it, please do so. If not, above all, we're just grateful you listen and spread the word. Until next time, go out and create something. Cheers, y'all.